day of the week, every single challenge that may be thrown. I think a lot of people don't understand that mental muscle and mental toughness is very, very keen to you being able to face life on a day-to-day basis, your faith, your desire, your belief level. How many of you guys honestly can say, you've seen some improvement, you've seen some resilience since you started reading more, since you started listening to the audio tapes, you've been more aware of your responses? How many people can say that they've honestly started being more aware of how they speak, how they're reacting, how they're speaking, what they're speaking, how they're thinking? And when things starting to arise, you can at least say, wait a minute, let me check myself. How many of y'all are starting to at least to check yourself when situations are starting to rise? Drop some ones in the chat box if that's you. You can see yourself like, wait a minute, I'm losing and I'm tripping, right? All right, another man. That's amazing. There we go. Well, that's what it's about. Every single day, guys, we're getting here and we want to make sure that we're growing, that we're hitting every aspect. So tonight I want to focus on, how are you speaking to yourself? How are you speaking to yourself? How often do you tell yourself that you're proud of yourself? We're so naturally conditioned to say, because my phone is on a charger. We're conditioned to say, just listen to my voice. Don't worry about the screen. I got you. That, oh, I made this mistake. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. Oh, we're so used to having a negative inclination. That's the first words that we speak. How many of you guys have noticed that your first instinct sometimes was just to say something negative about your process? Oh, man, I think I could have did better. Oh, I messed up. How many of y'all ever told yourself, oh, I messed up? How many ever told yourself, oh, they don't look right? Or, man, I could have did better? How many of y'all have ever told yourself the minute if you saw, as you're going through your process, oh, I messed up. Dang, I shouldn't have did that. They don't look right to me, right? And so you're saying these things, but you're not giving yourself any appreciation. You're not giving yourself any gratitude, right? Any celebration. When was the last time you celebrated yourself? I want all of y'all to think right now to the day that you started Our Marcus Live and you partnered with Generational Wealth. I want you, you joined Generational Wealth. I want y'all to think that day. And I want you to think about, since that day to now, how many times have you told yourself you're proud of yourself? How often do you tell yourself you're proud of yourself? Can somebody say they say it to themselves every single day? If you've told yourself you're proud of yourself, literally every single day, drop a 1 in the chat box. I could drop my own. I could drop a 2 for me because I haven't told myself I'm proud of myself. If you could drop a 2, drop a 2. You know that you haven't told yourself you're proud of yourself every single day, right? We're so busy trying to critique instead of celebrating the process that we're starting to speak negligence, lack of celebration, lack of growth. We don't celebrate none of the process. We critique it so much that we can't even see the growth that's taking place. And so instead of gaining and lifting ourselves up through speech, through celebration, we beat ourselves down back to level 1, not even realizing that we've been past level 1 a long time ago. But because we're so busy saying, dang, they don't look right, dang, they do it better than me. We're comparing ourselves. We're doing so many things on the outside that we never celebrate ourselves so we can lift ourselves up internally. So today, I want you to make a conscious decision. To everybody, I want you to unmute your line. Unmute your line for me. Let me make sure everybody do it. It's going to be noisy real quick. Everybody unmute your line. And I want you to yell, I am proud of myself. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm proud of myself.
Now, I want y'all to take a look at how you said it. Somehow, I'm proud of myself. That don't even sound true. If you're in a space where you can yell. If you're in a space where you have to be quiet, you say, I am proud of myself. But it has to be enthusiasm. It has to be belief. Think about it. Think about how far you've come, the things that you've been through. Celebrate yourself. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm proud of myself.
There we go. You see how on fire you felt? Right? I'm going to mute the lines back. If you felt the fire in that split second, drop some ones in the chat box. If you felt the excitement, if you felt your blood boil just in that split second, drop some ones in the chat box. You have to tell yourself every single day you're proud of yourself. Guess what? I need everybody on the call tonight to stop thinking as the word failure as negative. Please do not think of the word failure as negative. Good. We have a conditioned pattern, a manufactured thinking to think the word failure is negative. Failure to me is somebody who's trying every single day to go for what they want. Failure is literally the door to success. I wish we could change the word because it really is a positive word. When people say I failed my way to success, that's the best description they can give, but I think a lot of people miss it. I told somebody the other day when I was training, I said, you guys don't realize I tried to hurry up and make mistakes as fast as I could, because the faster I would make mistakes, the faster that I could get it correct. Call them adjustments. Whatever word you want to use, just know that failure is not a bad word. What's a bad word? Quitting. Quitting is the word. So when somebody say, how you doing in trading? I'm failing every single day. They're going to look at you crazy. Tell them that I'm failing every single day. But guess what? I haven't quit. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I haven't quit. Right? What separates you from everybody else is the fact that you're actually failing every single day. Most people ain't even in motion to fail. Woo! Most people are not even in motion to even fail. They've already quit. Are y'all catching this? Right? They've already quit because what? They haven't moved into action. You got to tell yourself every day, I can do this. Who believes that? I can do this. See, I say it so much, y'all probably get tired of hearing me say it. The words you speak are the navigation for your life. So when you say, I made a mistake, I can't do this, I messed up, you're navigating your success. Come on. When you speak those words, you're navigating your success. Success is somebody what? I'm not going to say the progressive realization of a worldly idea. I'm going to say when somebody is deliberately intentional about a predetermined decision. So listen to this. Success is a predetermined decision, right? And it's based off what you decide to do that day. But your actions are based off what you're telling yourself. So if you tell yourself every day, I made a mistake, I suck, I can't do it, then you're navigating what direction your success is. Come on. Success is intentional. So when you keep feeding yourself the wrong information, you're making an intentional decision. And it may not even be so conscious though. It could be subconscious. I subconsciously trade now, but it's still intentional. Does that make sense? So you're going to be subconsciously directing your success in the wrong direction because you keep speaking the wrong information to yourself. I am so happy and grateful I fail every day. I am so eager to fail because I know all I have to do is erase the mistake and pencil in the right correction. That's all failure is. Erase the mistake and pencil in the right correction. So I need y'all to understand that failure is not a bad thing. It's positive as hell. Excuse my language. But you have to unlearn that manufactured thinking of saying, oh my God, aren't you, you ever have, another thing I got to understand, you can't talk about success to the majority of the world because they are in the mentality of the manufactured thinking. And when I say manufactured, guys, everybody's just living like a robot. They've been just programmed. Unfortunately, the mind is so powerful, the brain is so powerful that it can be programmed. But you have to control the programming. You have to say, I am proud of myself every single day. Maybe I make that a routine on the call now. We're going to yell every time until you can start doing it every day. I am proud of myself And don't say it like you sleep in a bed. I'm proud of myself. Don't say it like that. You got to go out there in the street. You got to have people looking at you crazy. You got to go out there and you got to be out there like Rocky, okay? Every single day you need to feel like Rocky. How many of y'all seen that old movie called Rocky with Sylvester Stallone? Drop a one in the chat box if y'all seen Rocky. Well, you know at least what I'm talking about. The boxing movie. Guys, how many times are you going to run up them steps? How many times are you going to run up the street? How many times are you going to run up to the top of those steps and scream every single morning that God has put breath in your lungs and say, I am proud. I dare you to wake up ungrateful every single day when other people didn't wake up. Stop beating yourself up. Celebrate the mistakes. Blow the accounts. Communicate wrong with people when you're prospecting. You got to go through it. You have to go through the experience to become experienced. You have to go through the experience to become experienced. Okay? Talk to yourself and be mindful of what you say to yourself. When you look at that chart and you're like, man, I knew I should have. No, don't say that. Yes, I get to see where I went wrong. Be conscious of how you're speaking. I want y'all to understand that. You marked up that chart and you look at it the next day and it didn't go in a profit. It didn't go in your favor in your prediction. Don't be like, man, I can't do this. Don't say, man, I knew it should have went that way. Don't say that. Yes, I'm glad I made a mistake so I can pencil it in. So I can erase it. It make a correction. Right? Don't say, man, I know I rushed talking to that prospect. I knew I said something about the business too soon. No, thank you for the experience so I can become experienced. I am proud of myself. I'm glad that I even spoke to somebody because 80% of the company don't talk to nobody. Matter of fact, 92% of people don't even tell people about IML. I'm just using an analogy. Talk to yourself in the right way. Some of y'all are out there in horrible relationships. It's time for a season of separation. In a relationship, it ain't always a spouse, a partner, a lover. That ain't who I'm always talking about. Sometimes it's your friendships. Sometimes it's people on your job. Sometimes it's people within your church community. You have to be aware of your surroundings. Remember, faith comes by hearing. So the people that are speaking to you, I had a guy had to go to court this morning. I had a guy who just came out of the blue, just felt like he needed to come talk to me. And he was so whiny. And I just smiled and I wanted to tell him to shut up. I'm like, bro, you owe the court, you owe these people the money. What are you complaining about? Because they finally caught up to you. Like, what are you saying to me? That's what I wanted to say, y'all, just being straight up. Right? I had to protect myself. I just let him hurry up so he could stop talking to me. Let me let you hurry up so I can go over here on the other side of the building while I was away from everybody because I know everybody think negative. You got to be aware of your surroundings, y'all. And he could barely, I don't know what he was talking about. Yeah, man, he folded, I guess he owed some HOA fees or something silly. HOA fees. You had to come to court to pay your HOA fees. And so, yeah, man, these folks been chasing me. They want me to pay their $2,000. No, pay the money and you wouldn't be talking my head off about your negative experience. If you would pay them, you wouldn't be talking my head off right now. But you got to be aware of how people speak to you, what they're saying to you, because that stuff is going to pour into your heart subconsciously. And so you're going to start carrying what I say all the time. You're going to become a host of what you hear. You're going to become a host of what you see. And so what's going to happen is you're going to subconsciously start telling yourself the wrong things again. You're going to start telling yourself the wrong responses. You're not going to be celebrating the mistakes, the adjustments, the errors, the trials. You're going to speak like the man in the courtroom. You're going to speak like the man in the courtroom. Stop beating yourself up. The only thing you should be beating on is experience and skill. Beat on failure. How about that? You know, as they say, beat on your skill until you get it right. Beat on failure, because if you do that, it will get you to the right place. Beat the natural inclination to beat yourself up. Not only do you need to beat up on failure and the skill and your mindset and just just going towards being the best that you can be. But you need to eliminate that inclination to say anything negative to yourself. How many of y'all, in this call right now, that you've noticed, you may have said some negative things to yourself, and it's not on purpose. It's just manufactured responses, right? How many of y'all can say that? You now have an awareness that, dang, I might have been saying the wrong things to myself, right? So now we know to make a conscious decision to be careful of how we speak. I said on my Instagram account the other day, because sometimes the only good things you're going to hear are the things that you're going to say to yourself. Practice. I dare everybody to start practicing to speak better to yourself. I dare you to wake up and practice just celebrating. I'm so happy today. I'm going to make so many mistakes. See, I don't know if y'all realize, but if we could get the world to think that way, we'll be so much further advanced. We'll have so much more skills and so much more talent. We would have so much more production and so many new ideas and so many new creative spaces if people would think like that. But we become so conditioned to suppress who we really are that we are really not living who we are. And so it's just a world of the same people floating around, sitting on their hands because they're scared to fail, because they have been conditioned to think that failure is a bad thing. Can everybody drop a 1 in the chat box if you agree at some point before this call you thought failure was a bad thing? Or you said, I'm scared to fail. Or you know somebody who's in that situation, right? I feel so sorry for people. You know, I always tell people, do y'all know why I work so hard? Because I want people to believe the way I believe. I want people to literally be who they are, the way I am. Not to be me, but to know who they are and to celebrate who they are and not to be ashamed of who they are. It's completely self-love. And when you tie that love into freedom, financial freedom, you taking over the world. But you got to be careful. So from now on, I want us to wake up and say, I am proud of myself. Yes. I don't care if you got to wake the neighbors up. I don't care if you're screaming in the shower. You can scream in the car. But I want you to say it like you're sitting in a game or a concert, whatever it is that gets you excited, in church service. Go to church and say, get people saying I'm proud of church. You know what I'm talking about. But you got to scream it loud every single day. Before you go to bed at night, just say, I'm so proud of myself. And I want you to get used to saying it. I'm so happy and grateful that I made hundreds of mistakes today. I'm so happy and grateful that I am failing my way to success, because failure is success. It really is. Failure is success because it's just improvement. If you don't fail, you can't improve. That's what I tell y'all. You're doing better than the majority of the world because they're not even moving their feet nor their hands or their thinking. They just sit on them and critique and spectate the people that are actually putting in the work. We wouldn't even have Uber. We wouldn't even have Amazon. We wouldn't even have Disney World. We wouldn't even have DreamWorks. We wouldn't even have roller coasters. We wouldn't even have airplanes. We wouldn't even have cars if those people thought like the average person. We wouldn't even have cell phone. We wouldn't even have Wi-Fi. We wouldn't even have tissue. If those people were to continue to sit on their hands and be like the rest of the world. I need you guys to celebrate. I need you to find the fastest way to fail. And that will get you faster to your goal. If you remember that, you'll get to your goal faster. See, a lot of y'all want to be P1000. See, the reason you're not a P1000 is because you're trying to have the perfect speech, the perfect peak. You're trying to be the perfect success. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. The faster you make mistakes, the faster you get tongue-tied, the faster you don't do the three-way call right, is the faster you'll do it right. Bump these folks. It's billions of people on the planet. Mess up a few. Get the rest of them right. Blow a couple of trading accounts because you're hard-headed and greedy. It's okay. but celebrate the fact that you are aware of the fact that you're even greedy. Some people don't even know it. Celebrate the fact that you even know about trading and multiply your income. And it goes beyond this. Celebrate the fact that you're a part of a community that wants to see you succeed in every aspect of your life. We want you to be mentally healthy. If anybody's dealing with depression, if anybody's battling self-love, if anybody's battling a competitive spirit, if anybody's is battling insecurity, jealousy, I pray tonight that you remove that out your spirit, because that's manufactured thinking. People don't just come out of the wombs insecure. You've been through experiences. You've been through around people who have made you feel that way. Maybe some people on the call may have not even healed from some experiences. Get under the right leadership. Get under the right spiritual leadership. Just because people are inside of a church building doesn't mean they know God. Get around the right leadership, mentorship. Get around positive people. Stay plugged into this community. We actually want to see you have the best life. Guys, I'm in this for life. We're friends for life. This ain't no temporary moment unless you decide to quit. But we still gonna be friends if you quit or not. Don't matter. Right? But I need you to rise up and level up in your thinking and what you say to yourself. If the word says, I can't, if you literally say, I can't, you've already created your destination. Jesus Christ. If you say the word, I can't, you've already created your destination. I just told you all, your mouth, your tongue, your speech is the navigation to your success, because whatever you say is what you hear, and what you hear is what you believe, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So you're not going to be moving in a direction. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. But when you speak the right information, it will become an intentional path. So speak the right language. I said one time, I said, guys, I only know 2 languages. English, what was it? English and deaf. People speak 2 languages, English and deaf. You're going to speak, I can communicate with you. Otherwise, if you speak in negative, you speak in lack, you're blaming, not taking full responsibility. Guys, sometimes you have to take responsibility for your life, whether you was the cause of it or not. If you really want to succeed in this world, you have to say, you know what? I didn't have nothing to do with that situation, but I take full responsibility for it. I'm going to have peace because I am disciplined and have enough mental toughness to take on anything that comes my way. See, me and Kiana was talking earlier that I said, dog, she said, dog, I wish people would just realize life is going to happen. I don't understand the whining, the complaining, and having a fit and cussing out everybody, because those actions never create solutions. So why not be calm? Why not be calm? So whatever it is that you're battling with internally, first and foremost, seek healing. Secondly, once you seek healing, then you can speak the right language, because you're only going to speak what lies within. If you don't love yourself, that's what's going to come out, whether you realize it or not. If you're not confident, you're going to be speaking that whether you realize it or not. Some people are literally programmed to say the wrong information. They're completely oblivious. They don't even know no more. So wake up. I am proud. I'm going to fail forward. I'm going to fail as fast as matter of fact, I wish there was a competition for who can make the most mistakes in the day. How many of y'all, I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to give $1,000 on this Friday for whoever can who can have the most failures. Who going to go out there and make the most failures? Who going to go chase them? I'm going to give you $1,000 by midnight tonight if you go out there and have the most failures. Who going to go do it? That's what life is. Guess what? And do you think you're going to grow and learn through those failures? Ain't nothing but experiences. You got to go through the experience to gain experience. Somebody said, you know what, everybody on the call tonight, we have $1 million that you're going to get on Friday at midnight. I need you to go out there and make at least 1,000 mistakes, aka failures, aka adjustments, aka trials. I need 1,000 of them. How many of y'all gonna go do it? Drop some ones in the chat box if that would be you. $1 million guaranteed. Financial freedom guaranteed this Friday. If you gonna make 1 million mistakes, failures, adjustments, errors, and trials by midnight Friday, who can do that? 1,000. I need 1,000 of them. Making calls, I don't care what it is. Right? Guess what? That's the outcome. That's the outcome. That's the outcome. It's already the outcome. It's just the difference is you have a time limit. You've given yourself a deadline. It's the exact same outcome. It's just a different deadline. So whether you do it by this Friday or whether you do it in the next 6 months or whether you do it in the next 5 years, the outcome is still going to be the same. Do y'all hear me? If you become intentional, the outcome is the same. I just put the pressure on because I needed it done in 3 days. It's the difference. 4 days. Today, Tuesday, right? So don't beat yourself up and be aware when you do it. Just like, oh, I messed up. Because now we have to unlearn it. Now we have to take off those layers. Now we're aware, oh man, I do be saying the wrong things. Put a dollar in the bucket every time you beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Beat up on the skill set. Beat up on the failures. Beat up on the mistakes. Because the more you make, you will achieve where it is that you need to be. And have a goal. Have a goal. Does everybody know why they want personal development? Does everybody know why they want generational wealth and financial freedom? Right? Does everybody know? So with you knowing that, then get to work. Get to work. When I had my accident last Tuesday, y'all, I sat on the curb and I sat there and thought, I said, man, this could have been way worse. See, them people over there was probably like, man, look at my car, man. It looked like a transformer stepped on it. That's probably what they was thinking. But I sat down on the curb and I looked around and I said, man, thank you, God, that I'm not laid up in the hospital bed with a neck brace and unconscious. Thank you, God, that you gave me another chance. You know, when situations like that happen, y'all, I literally tell God, thank you for another testimony. Thank you for another experience. Thank you for leveling up my faith and belief some more. See, if we was to grade your level of faith and belief, what level would you be in? What class would you be in? How many times would you be kept back? How many times have your faith kept you back? Sheesh. Right? What's your grade level now? You still in kindergarten? You still in pre-K? You still walk around in diapers? We say the size of a mustard seed, but sometimes some people's size of a mustard seed ain't even visible. And it's already small. But I sat there and I said, I could have been wiped out in this moment. And a lot of people are scared to have those type of conversations. Me and my friends, we're pretty mature to talk about stuff like that. And I said, man, dog. I said, you know what? It could have been my last day today. She said, man, dog, I would have lost my mind. I would have knuckled up. I said, dog, I'm going to beat nobody up. But it made me realize that we often do take life for granted. We often do become so conditioned and oiled in complacency. We're so oiled in complacency. We're so oiled in just going with the wind, going with the flow. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, it don't work no more. Why? You're in this game of life. Go to the championship. Go for the title as many times as you can. Like when I went to look at some cars today, I said, you know what? Usually I'd be like, man, I don't even care about cars like that. But then I realized it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. This is just a moment. If I want this, I'm gonna go get it. A lot of you old B be like, man, I'll get that later on. Ain't no big deal. But no, it is a big deal because later on may not happen. So while I'm walking around here beating myself up, walking around here claiming failure, going around here speaking failure and negativity and a pessimistic mindset and being around these negative people who are not grounded in faith and desire and action and momentum and taking life for the moment, I said, no, if I want this car, I'm going to go get this car. And then the first person that came to mind was Henry Ford. See, if I wasn't reading Think and Grow Rich, I would have never thought, you know what, I got to get this by all means necessary because this moment is all I have. The present is the only thing that's real, ladies and gentlemen. The future and the past are only things of the mind. They're only dreams. Just like when I say this all the time, the subconscious mind doesn't know reality from what you tell it. It doesn't. So the only thing that's real is this moment. You can try to dream and try to predict the future, but how many of y'all know? Some of y'all probably like, man, I did not even plan to be here today. I didn't even plan. Guys, no way in the world would I say, I'm now walking around here telling myself, what you do? I'm a day trader. I'm like, dang, I'm actually saying that. I just started saying that this week. I've been a day trader for a long time. I just started saying that this week. What do you do? I'm a day trader, an entrepreneur. Just started saying that. Never would have said that. Because I got used to being where I was and letting where I was be my future. See, when you decide not to move, you can predict the future. When you decide not to move, you can predict the future. But oftentimes, life is going to knock you upside the head and say, listen, where you staying ain't going to be permanent. People walk around here trying to chase job security and don't even realize jobs ain't secure. If it was secure, you wouldn't be broke, right? So we got to rise up. We got to set the standard for what it is to live your best life. We got to continue to make sure we pour in our lives every single day, because when life wants to knock you down, it is. But you got to have the willpower, the strength, the fight and muster to get back up every single time. This is your season. This is your season. Why? Because you are intentional. Every season is your season. I hear people say, well, it might not be their season. No, it is your season. You just decided it wasn't. And when we say it's your season, doesn't mean challenges won't occur. Because this is your season. This is the only moment you have. I'm not talking about fall, winter, spring, and summer. I'm talking about right now at 9:39 Eastern time. This is your moment. Seize it. What do you want, Taj? What do you want, Drew? What have you not done? What's taking you so long to do this? B. Burrell, you've been working on this one time. Guys, it's been hard for me to focus the past 2 weeks, but well, I haven't had a lot going on, by the way, but I've been needed to finish this part on the website since I left Florida in Fort Myers. And I could not get it done. So, you know, I'm going to go to Starbucks today. Why haven't you got it done, B. Burrell? Focus. Get it done. Stop betting on tomorrow. That's what we do too often. We treat life like a T-Mobile plan, rolling over minutes. If they still do that. Right? Stop beating yourself up. Go do everything you want. I don't care if you don't like doing it tomorrow. You see, everybody hits me up all the time and say, B, you gonna start training again? You gonna start doing some? No, not right now, because that's not what I want to do right now. What I want to do is help my team, help go 50 families and help generational wealth become some beast traders. So excuse me in 2019 if my focus has changed. It's okay that I don't want to do an event this year or right now. That's okay, because I only have this moment. Right? It's okay if you don't want to party and hang out with your friends, because you only have this moment. It's okay if you do, because you only have this moment. Don't be out here trying to impress nobody. Don't be asking people for permission. The only person that you should be loyal to is your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, whoever you believe in. Talk to yourself every single day as if God is in your ear, because he is. If God was to sit on your show, if God was to be in the midst of your conversation of how you speak to yourself, what would he come back and tell us that you done said? If we could record your conversations around the people, the environments, what is the dialogue? What report are we going to come back and get that day? Because I want y'all to really think. I want y'all to be aware that oftentimes we're not moving because we're not speaking the language of movement. We ain't navigating ourselves in the right way because we keep speaking what? Death. That's the only other language. Foreign language. English is still considered foreign in another place. You got foreign language and you got death. That's it. So be aware of what you're saying to yourself, because you're not going to get to your destination. Because I'm going to say it 50 million times until it crack in your head. Faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing. Listen to what you say. Do you nag all the time? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Be quiet. That's negative too, because it ain't going nowhere. That ain't serving nobody no purpose. Man, I got to do this. Man, I wish I could do this. Man, I could have did that. You sound like a rap song. Be quiet. Last time I said on the call, there needs to be completion behind your sentences. If I don't hear the plan, if I don't see the plan, you don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Stop telling yourself woulda, coulda, shoulda. I can't. I won't. I don't know how. I can't. You ain't trying hard enough. We have to break the weakness that has been a level of conformity in this world. Lack of initiative, complaining, why, all that. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So I dare you to rise up. And I dare you, and guys, be aware of the people that are speaking to you. Remember, if they start speaking, man, I can't even, yo, bro, listen. You can't say that to yourself. That's the only time you say the word can't. You can't say that to yourself. What you mean? Well, what's happening is when you say it to yourself, I have to hear it. And what you're saying is coming in my ear gates. And because I love you, I'm kind of giving it permission to come in. But you got to switch up your language here soon, because I'm going to have a season of separation, because I have a season of desperation about where I'm going. How many of y'all desperate about y'all success? Drop some ones in the chat box. If you're desperate for your success, drop some ones in the chat box. Let me see who I'm talking to tonight. If you're desperate for your success, drop some ones in the chat box. How many ones you gonna drop? One? That's level one. I'm kidding y'all. Desperate. Now, you said you're desperate for your success, but does your actions align with your desperation? Woo-hoo. Does your actions align with your desperation? Huh? How hard could you go? I'm about to go bonkers on y'all. Y'all don't even understand. Like, I've been low-key back here working behind the scenes. I shared a little bit with the Alabama team this weekend about what we're about to do. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. I don't think y'all understand. I got some more. I got to go receive Vestavia. I got to go see Courtney. I got to go see Layers and Son. I got to come back up there. I got to get y'all saw stuff for this trading. How many of y'all, for the people that I've visited and seen and sat with thus far, whether it's been recent or later, or on a Zoom call, whatever, you now feel more confident in your trading. You feel more confident in your trading, right? If I ain't reached your debt city yet, it's okay, right? 1,000%, okay, cool. Guess what? You can take that level of confidence and tie it into your desperation to where you want to go, and you are about to explode. I just want to see y'all happy. That's all I work hard for. I don't get no sleep because I want to see generational wealth with the biggest grin. I don't care if you got teeth or not. I don't care if your dentures shining, if your gold tooth blinging, if you're missing tooth, if glaring. I don't care. I want to see generational wealth smiling, because we are operating in desperation. And don't get me wrong, there will be moments where you'll find yourself in a slump. There will be moments where you feel like, oh, I can't carry on. You don't feel like, sometimes you're not going to even feel like doing it. There'll be days I don't feel like doing nothing. Sometimes I just want to just have a break and just lay still on the beach and turn my phone off. But I'm desperate for where I want to go, and I'm desperate to see y'all win. So back to God being in your conversation. If God comes back and plays your report, What is he saying? How many times a day did you say something bad about yourself? What would that report card look like? How many times did you get an F because you kept saying, man, I can't do that. Man, I knew that. Man, I should have did better. I got to do better next time. That wasn't even right. That was so stupid of me. Don't say none of that. Don't say that. Because you're creating a level of faith. Guys, y'all realize the word faith is not just something that's positive. It's just believing in the unseen forces. But you can believe, you can create an unseen force that's negative. Some people have faith in the devil. And it's not an intentional thought. It's because they speak the wrong language. Anything that's not of love, peace, forgiveness, and action is the opposition of God. So when you say those things, oh man, I don't think I could do this trading thing. Well, that lets me know that your believer ain't God. I ain't trying to offend nobody. But for me, when you all the way in, baby, you all the way in, little country. You're all the way in, all the way in. You're all the way in. I don't know if this trading thing gonna work. I'm gonna just try this out. Boy, trying it out ain't gonna get you nowhere in life. And it ain't just trading. Trying out a relationship ain't gonna get you nowhere. Trying to drive a car ain't gonna get you nowhere. Trying to tie your shoe. Trying ain't no, eliminate that. I am all in until it happens. Tara, you studied the academy until it arrived. You had your aha moment. But if you would have quit, it never would have registered, right? So we have to stay consistent until. Stop putting deadlines on something you want so badly. I don't understand that. Stop putting deadlines on. That's what Kevin, when people want to come and learn how to create financial freedom. You literally sign up with a cutoff line. Man, if this don't work in the next 90 days, bro, I'm out of here. What are you saying? No wonder you ain't nowhere in life, because you keep putting off these cutoff dates. Some people get professional at quitting. And it's unfortunate. I don't want nobody here to give up. If you had a season where the money tight and the money low, it's okay. Stay plugged in. Communicate. Let us know. But don't you quit because you feel like you didn't have enough courage to come to the people that love you and say, listen, B, my money tight right now. I might not be able to pay my overhead, but I'm still here. Please don't keep me out the check. Hey, that's desperation to me. But if you want to walk around and scared or fearful because you don't think we're going to look out for you, that's your fault. That's your fault. Because you created the thought and you said that to yourself. So now you believe it. No, I didn't say it to you. Nobody said it to you. You said it to yourself. Get in here and go all in for your life. Guys, we don't just want you to win in this financial freedom. We want you to win in your life, in your health, in your mental strength, your mental toughness, your ability to fight through the challenges during a day, your ability to move forward when you're grieving and you're crying in the corner, when you're driving down the road and you just break down in tears. We want you to be able to fight through the times when your bank get overdraft. We want you to fight through the times when people call you and all these names and they be negative. We want you to fight through all the opposition. And then when you continue to stay plugged in, right, then the fight becomes a natural ability. You no longer have to think about it. I blink at people when they say stuff to me. I'll be like, okay. It pisses people off that I'm so nonchalant. It pisses people off because you found yourself. Why are you speaking that to yourself? Why are you saying that? Don't get me wrong, guys. There's going to be moments when you're going to be in a slump. It's okay. It's natural. We're human. I'm not saying go out here and be the superhero. I'm just saying I'm just saying be intentional about what you say so you can grow, you can develop the foundation, so you can develop the bricks of faith, so you can develop the bricks of persistence and resilience and just that power to manifest what it is that you want. We all have the same ability. And sometimes that ability is to put ourselves in a bad space. We say things that put ourselves in a bad space. So be careful of the things. I want y'all to think right now. Who are some people in your phone? They call you with problems and drama. So you got to be bold enough. You know, I had a friend, one of my best friends. She hit me up and she said, Brittany, can you do this for me? And I told her no. She wanted me to send somebody some information that she didn't talk to. I said, no, I'm not about to do that. Once you talk to that person directly. She's like, well, we kind of got some stuff going on. I don't really F with them like that no more. I said, okay, well, that's old news. Did that person apologize to you? She's like, maybe. I didn't give them room to do that. I wasn't looking for no apology. I said, dog, look at you. I said, dog, I'm going to be straight up with you. I said, I'm a believer in operating forgiveness. I said, both of us just lost a loved one and you sitting right here holding a grudge towards somebody. I said, I don't agree with that. I said, I can only be straightforward with you. And I said, I'm not going to send that message to that person. You need to do it. See, do y'all have that enough? Do y'all walk that boldly in life, correcting people's language? Correcting people. I ain't saying be judgmental. I'm just saying if you walk in faith, help people be better in their faith. Love and forgiveness. If people would become a master at that, the world would be totally different. If you would operate in love in yourself, not beating up yourself, don't worry about the blown account. Fell for it. Don't worry about the news. Bump the news. Fell for it. Right? Be excited. We need to get us some t-shirts. I fail every day. You don't. I dare y'all to do that. You didn't fail today. You gotta do that. I'm pissing people off. But that's how you gotta operate. They didn't fail today because a person who didn't fail ain't moving. It's just a car with no engine. Pretending. It's just an Instagram account. Flexing, pretending that they moving. See, I don't need no Instagram account to prove that I know what the heck I'm doing. I don't need no Instagram account. I can care less about posted signals and setups. But what do I have to do? People can't believe in themselves, so we got to believe for them. So listen, this is what consistency looks like. That's why I post charts every day. This is what commitment looks like. That's why I post charts every day. This is what helping people looks like. That's why I send signals with no compensation. This is what helping people looks like. That's why I travel the world and book flights and hotels and go stay in my team city. This is what it looks like when you're committed to your success. This is what it looks like when you don't speak a negative language and you don't speak the language of death in your life. Some people die before they hit the grave because they're no longer moving. They're no longer pursuing anything. They have literally, people with no vision perish. It's a real thing. That doesn't mean you don't have no heartbeat. It just means you don't have no desires in your heart. Right? So you got to watch the language. Go out here and be excited. I said in the team chat today about the demo account. We got to start. I really want everybody to start thinking in the right way. We've been thinking in the wrong way too long. So we got to be bold in how we should be thinking. I'm so happy and grateful I failed today. You roll your neck. I'm so happy and grateful I failed today. I dare you to say something about how many times I failed. What you mean I failed 3 times? No, I failed 30 times today. What you mean? You want to see my track record? Look at this. Well, I said I talked to this person wrong. I blew this demo account. Yeah. I tried to apply for this business loan. I didn't fix my credit. Yeah. I put the tire on wrong. I missed the boat. I got a flat tire. Yeah. How many mistakes? Compare your mistakes today. Compare your failures. Don't lose your cool. Don't lose your cool. You're supposed to fail. Okay? I keep saying it because I just wanted to go in your subconscious mind. I am proud of my failures. I am proud of my mistakes. They allow me to course correct today because if I would not have messed up, I would not know what I should do better. See, when I copied and pasted that signal, I was a digit off. See, if I wouldn't have hit that digit, I would have never known that I could mess up by not looking at my digits correctly. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? How many of y'all are now excited for the word failure? If you're excited about failing every day as many times as you can, drop some ones in the chat box. Drop some F's in the chat box. There we go. Drop some F's in the chat box if you're ready to fail so massively, so excessively, so aggressively. I don't mean the F word, the F bomb. I'm kidding. But you're really ready to F it up. Okay. And I mean, failure it up. Okay. All right. If we could literally have a prize for who made the most mistakes, I wonder who would win. That's why I'm so excited. If we can have a prize for who can hit the most failures in a day, that person, I promise you, that person is going to have the most success faster because they've compressed time. They've compressed time. When I say compressed time, ladies and gentlemen, that means they've just done more activity. Who gonna beat me? Who gonna beat me in my failures tomorrow? Who gonna beat me tomorrow? Who gonna beat me in my failures tomorrow? Where my competition at? That's the only time we compete. When we competing towards higher levels, we competing together collectively. Accountability. That's all that is. Ain't nobody gonna beat me outside my failures tomorrow. Who gonna take the trophy tomorrow? Who gonna take the trophy tomorrow? So y'all be trying to be pretty and neat. Bump all that. You only got this moment. But if you focus on making the most failures in this moment, your success is going to be reeled in sooner. Y'all know y'all can do that, right? You set the deadline we set 50 families for September 13th, but hey, if we all step it up a plate, it could be August 13th. You can reel in your success when you move faster. I hope y'all got that. Now, if you got some value on the call tonight, one more time for the call, unmute your lines. Whether it's a good whisper or whether it's a loud yell, on 3, 2, 1, I want us to say, I am proud of myself. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm proud of myself.
Right? Get out of your comfort zone. I'm about to do it one more time because I see a lot of y'all ain't unmute your line. I'm about to unmute everybody. Unmute all. There we go. It's going to be loud for a second. 1, 2, 3.
I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of
myself. Running on a football field. That's the same energy we got to bring to events. I want to give a shout out to everybody that came to Vegas. It was so lit. Energy was insane. Everybody was looking at us because they wish they had the amount of courage to celebrate the way we did. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. There were people looking at us because they wish they had the amount of courage to celebrate the way we did. They wanted to be in the pit with us. They wanted to be jumping and screaming like we was. But guess what? They never told themselves they were proud. They were never around the right environment. Their friends was too busy trying to look suited and booted. Bump that. We came in tees and sneaks. Screaming. Everybody woke up hoarse, tired. And we did it again the next day. Same energy in your house. Get your family to scream, I am proud. You got to start making that a conditioned mentality. The right mentality. Get your kids, when you're on the way to school, tell them, make it a family tradition. Every single morning, before we get out this call, we're going to scream real loud to our favorite song. Get some EDM, get some pump, amp. Right? I'm telling y'all, energy is important. Energy is important. Celebration is important. This moment is important because it's all we have until we know the next day came. Shit. This moment is the most important moment in our lives until the next moment comes. Don't take life for granted. Celebrate yourself. I dare you to make the most failures in a day. And if you do that, you beat majority of the world. That's what y'all don't understand. If we was to walk around from door to door, corporate, office to office, and ask how many people are scared of failure, I promise you, it's going to be at least 98% of people to say, me. Why do y'all think so many people are scared to trade? Because they're scared as all get out to live their best life. They're scared to actually create success. Because they haven't told themselves the right information, they don't know that they can really obtain it. See, they've conditioned themselves to think that nothing is possible, but they go to church every Sunday. Come on. They have conditioned themselves every single day that nothing is possible, but yet they go in church and say all things are possible through those who believe. But you don't even believe. Come on. So what are you saying? You walk around with contradictory faith, contradictory belief. You got two different color socks on. Pick your side. You can't be in between. Come out here and win. I am so freaking proud of us, all of us. All right. Remember, be aware the moment you get ready to say something negative. Oh, let me check myself. Say checkmate. Be like, man, I can't. Oh, checkmate. Stop yourself like that, like you saw a ghost or something. Oh, checkmate. Right? Check yourself. And check the people around you. Because what you hear is what you believe. And all things you hear don't mean it's always positive. Protect your ear gates. Protect your eye gates. Watch what you hear on news and radio. I was with some friends, with not all of them were my friends, but I was around some new people. And I realized that I was suffocating because it was such a negative experience. And then my other friend went to a barbershop. And the minute we walked in, they were fussing about something so stupid, something so small. And I couldn't stay in there. I said, guys, this is the most I walked out the door. I was like, y'all, this is the most unprofessional environment I've ever been in. The people, all the employee, well, the entrepreneurs, the self-employed people, if you will, they were arguing and debating about something, and nobody would stop. And guys, they were yelling. I'm talking about like a fight was going to break out yelling. And I was sitting there, and I couldn't stay inside the building. And I said, wow, when you really pour personal development and spiritual development audios in your ears all day, they really become sensitive to noise. They really become sensitive to regular conversation. And when I say regular conversation, I just mean it's not an intentional conversation. Okay? It's a manufactured conversation. It's like putting a DVD in the player, or a CD in the player. If y'all remember CDs and DVDs, that's what I felt. I felt like somebody put a disc on play, and I was stuck, and I was like, I can't be in this. No. So I literally watched it, guys. This is my first time in this place. I can't even get my hair done because I can't be in here. This is very unprofessional because I've been sitting here for 5 minutes, and the fact that y'all can't even figure out how to stop is a problem. And in that moment, I realized, dang, nobody has emotional intelligence, self-control, and they're not intentional about what they're speaking. Because when you're intentional about what you speak, you're aware of what's going to go into your heart. Because what you're going to hear is what's going to develop your faith. And what your faith level is and what you're hearing is going to determine your actions. It's a circle. If you speak negative, you hear negative, you become negative, you react negative. It's a circle of life, right inside your own space. All right. So let's go out here and take over the world. Let's go out here and have a winning day, winning season, winning year, winning moments. Okay. Checkmate. Check yourself. All right. And do whatever it is that you desire with no end. Okay. I'm not talking about trading the iron. That's what I'm talking about. If you got to go, anything that you've been having that's on your heart, you can do it. Don't have the right conversations with the wrong people. A lot of y'all are gifted and talented and have a ton of skills in other different areas in your life, but you've allowed the poorest people to determine your level of belief. You've allowed the poorest people to determine your actions because you've allowed these people to speak to you, and you have. And see, y'all don't understand. Death is an inherited language. You inherited this language of death, and so you can't move because that's what your level of faith is. Sheesh. Lord have mercy. Death is an inherited language. I'm done after this. You've allowed the poorest people to speak death into your life, and that has become your faith. Woo! You have allowed death to become an inherited language in your life. And so that language has now become your faith because death is all you've heard. And faith comes by hearing. And so death is the only language you've heard. And so now death is your faith. And so you can't move because you have ceased to exist. I'm going to leave it on that note, y'all. If you got some sauce tonight, you got some nuggets, please drop whatever you want in the chat box. All right. And when we get off the chat, I want y'all to drop in the team chat whatever one of your favorite quotes from tonight, one of your favorite nuggets from tonight. Because if they couldn't make it, they can at least see something. Right? They can at least see something. Well, if y'all got some jewels, y'all got some sauce tonight, drop some emojis in the chat box. We are done. I thank you guys so much for our Tuesday night mindset call. We have our P1000 and beyond training tomorrow night at 9:30, and our harmonic and lay down session on Thursday. We will be in Houston. I'll be in Houston on Thursday, but the games begin on Friday. All right, everybody, please, 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 please. I am so proud. Please, 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 do not miss Dallas September 13th. I love you guys. Go out here and fail forward. Laugh at people when they're not failing. Embrace failing. Just say, hey, how many times you failed today? Start your conversations off with that and see how people look at you crazy. How many times you failed today, bro? Sis, let me call you and ask you something. How many times you failed today? Oh, girl, what you talking about? Right? Start your conversations like that. Challenges. All right? I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm about to go to sleep because my head is pounding. All right? I see y'all Thursday. Houston about to be lit. Peace out.